You have to believe in this country, regardless of who is the president of this country.
A lot is happening in Nigeria already, and a lot of people have been talking about it. I just came across this video on Mike on podcast with Shim, where he was interviewing billionaires like Stephen Akintayo and Cosmas Maduka. If you know Mr. Cosmas, is one of the people I respect so much. But there is something that they talked about in this podcast that has got everybody talking. They mentioned that Peter Obi wouldn't have done better, that Nigeria is on the right path. A lot of Nigerians have been talking about it. But before I continue, let me just watch this video and listen to everything they have to say.
I know that you have had some experience about running business in this country. And there are those who will say, running business in this country, you must have a heart of stone. You must be very stubborn at heart to run business in this country because the environment is always very difficult. But if you look at it, the present economic situation in the country, what is your assessment of the economic situation under this present government, Dr. Maduka?
Well, just like Dr. Stephen have said, my assessment is very simple, that first of all, if you're an entrepreneur or someone who is a Nigerian, you have to believe in this country, regardless of who is the president of this country. Because, Shem, listen to me very careful. Anything you want will never bless you. Different people said, some young children go to school. When we read our national anthem, they say it in reverse. I regret to be a Nigeria. I was born in Nigeria to sell gogoro and akala. So they say that when they are reciting things, you think they are reciting Nigeria national anthem, but they have made contrary words. I went to United States the first time at the age of 20, and everybody tried the best they can to talk me back to stay back in America. And I refused. Now, people have started running out from Nigeria 40-something years ago, 45 years ago. People have said this country is useless. I don't even know what they will be saying now, that there's no hope. You hear young people talk about this country. If your heart is like that, this country will never provide anything for you. You can as well leave, because you are a first believer of yourself. Nobody will believe you without you believing in yourself. So I believe this country could be better. I believe the economy of this country can be better managed. I believe there is a whole room for improvement. But I'm not one of those who say this country is completely useless. I do not believe, I never subscribe to anything like that, because it's a state of despair. You've lost hope, and nothing can happen to you, whether spiritual or natural. We need faith to live. When a man or a woman lost hope, he will submit to suicide. Hope is still something that keeps you believing tomorrow will be better, and making effort, waking up with expectation. When you get to a point that this place is useless, there's nothing good that will come out of it, then you can as well leave, because there's nothing that it will happen. I believe with no ambiguity that we are on the right direction. People, I'm in Nigeria, people have asked me, will this country, will Peter Obi have done anything different if he won the election? I said no. He would have removed subsidy. From day one also. Naira need to find his value. But you know, it's hard for me to say this, because you're a rich man. What are you talking? But what I'm saying is that the government should be more disciplined to use the money they have removed in the subsidy to put it in infrastructure, so that people that you have taken from them, those who are flying private jet from subsidy money, their business is spoiled. But if you collect that money from them and squander it yourself and put it in a venture that is favorite in itself, you are from the same tomb to another tomb. You are still in the same graveyard. You haven't go anywhere. But you can harness this money now and put them in infrastructure where Nigerian citizens will get the benefit of it. The borrowing of a country is not a problem. What is a problem is, are you borrowing for capital development? Are you borrowing for infrastructural development? Because it will pay back for itself. But if you are borrowing to take a second wife, if you are borrowing to share money for poverty alleviation, you are deepening the hole that after we got inside, nobody can bring us out. So there is some level of discipline that is required to curtail excesses from the government. Are we in the right direction? Yes. Will Naira improve more? Yes. Don't be surprised that after 1 year, before next election, Naira will return back to 1,000 or 990. And we will cry for this administration and say they have done fantastic. So the economy is growing now gradually, but there are more things that need to be done to attract the investment that can give us the quantum leap that we require. That confidence needs to be put on the investors, because investment capital does not have face. He didn't like Nigeria and hate Ghana. He did not love Sierra Leone and hate Zimbabwe. Anywhere you dress yourself proper, you will attract that capital. I invested into Ghana 30 years ago, before any Nigerian business go there. The president of Nigeria Ghana didn't come here to beg me to bring investment. I saw opportunity. Capitalists, their capital go where it is received, where there is opportunity. A return on investment is where the money go. So we can dress ourselves up to attract investment into this country, but refine and have our judicial system clean, where people will know, or create a business court where a matter can be dispensed under 6 months. There are so many reforms that we need in this country. We are talking about real estate. Why bank don't want to put money in real estate? I have an estate in Abuja that I wanted to make use of. I gave notice to the tenant in January last year that they should vacate. There is a guy who his tenancy expired in September, but he worked for government. He's one of the government agents. He had no parent. He refused to leave till today and tell people that they should not leave. Now, if you go to court, you will get injunction. So these are things in America. If you don't pay your house rent, you are not waiting for any court injunction. The judgment is already made. The tariff will come tomorrow and carry everything you have on the street. Yeah. But here, people take house owner on hostage. The judiciary system need to be refined to make business to thrive. When you know what you are doing, you know the consequences, you will play by the rule. So the government must be willing to enforce law. That is part of reform that can help investment to thrive.
I'm sure you watched the video. Now, before I say anything again, let me just read the comments under that video, so you will hear what other Nigerians are saying concerning what Mr. Cosmas and then Mr. Stephen said on that podcast. The first person said, if they don't bring in Peter Obi's name into their conversation, the discussion has not started. Feed people. This other person said, Peter Obi would not be spending government money recklessly. At least he would have done that differently. Rosie said, Oga, you are protecting your business. We understand. Thank you. This person is just trying to say that Mr. Stephen and Cosmas are protecting their business and all the rest. This person say, forget this man. He needs to speak what pleases the present government so he won't have issues in his business. This person also said, with the big business he controls in Nigeria, with Asiwaju and APC on board, are you expecting him to say something else? This person said, headline should have read, Obi would have removed subsidy as well. He literally spoke about discipline and frugality, which is what Peter Obi preaches. This Mr. Nelson said, you know the truth, but talk fair, my brother. Protect your business before they come for you. This person said, because you are benefiting from the system, have you ever gone hungry or struggled to feed your family before? Now, let me just talk about what Mr. Nelson said. He said, you know the truth, but talk fair, my brother. Protect your business before they come for you. This is similar to what I've been saying on this channel. In Nigeria, they say we have freedom of speech, we practice democracy, but what they actually do is exactly what India Amin used to do. He said that there is freedom of speech, but there is no freedom after speech, meaning you can talk. After talking, you will come and answer questions based on all you have said. So you are free to talk, but you are not free after you have said everything you have said. And he's very, very correct. That is exactly what is happening in the country. This one says, sir, can you please advise your person to step down? Let's try Peter Obi to see if he won't do better. It's clear now the elites are afraid of Peter Obi, why Nigerians need him. Mr. Dane said, this man is money misruled. Then this person, Mr. Joshua said, may your life be like Nigeria. This one is very funny. This one said, this man na good. Ewu Hausa. This person said, very intelligent contribution from the highly respected Cosmas Maduka. This person also said, Wachuku said, Mr. Maduka, can I know where your children went to school and where they are now? This person said, Cosmos, we look like 1942 in 2025. This person says, Star Blog Niger said, the more reason we all must vote in Peter Obi and make sure he is declared winner come 2027. Why are they scared of him? He is not corrupt and will not spend our money recklessly, which will go a long way and people will see the effect immediately. This person said, Tinubu is not educated, not a businessman, very corrupt and incompetent. Obi is well educated and prepared. Obi would have done better. I also agree with this person, but I'm not saying that Tinubu is not educated, though, because if you are not educated, you cannot sit as the president of Nigeria. And one thing most of us mistake, we think having certificate means you are educated. You can have certificate and still not be educated. So those things is debatable. So if he's not educated, he will not be there. I will also not say he's corrupt, because we know how Nigeria is. Even all of us, we know who is who. But it is important when you come online, you know what you say. So like is it Mr. Nelson, like he said, so they will not come for you. This one say, well put from a man of integrity. This one said, Peter Obi is not the gold standard against which politicians are measured. This one said, Obi, we outdo Tinubu by far. Cosmas doesn't know what he is talking about in that aspect. This one said, now what for you, Oga Cosmos? This one say, Maduka can only talk about what he would have done if he were in charge. He can't say what another person would have done. This person said they always call Peter Obi. This man just said that Peter Obi we do nothing different, and went ahead to say what he will do different and better, to tell you something could be done differently. This person said, thank God there are other wealthy people to take advice from. This one said, dream team 2027, Peter Obi president. Yusuf Dati as vice president. Okay, it's very just sharing something else. This one say, can people just shut up? No two persons can do the same thing same way as regards politics and governance. Now to the knack. This one I cannot read this one. Let's just skip this part. This is a typical businessman who doesn't want government actions against his business talking. Otherwise, how would he not know about Peter Obi and frugality in governance? Waste, corruption, and bloated cost of governance make a huge difference. Who is this? He kept saying, I believe, but people's lives are not getting better. First Igbo man that is honest. I couldn't believe it. I thought it would be old same story and complain that Nigeria is finished, but I'm really happy for his honesty and constructive criticism. Normally, I can conclude that this person is either a Yoruba man or an Igbo man, or an Hausa man. I don't think an Igbo person would come and cover or comment something like this, because I know that a lot of people, or another thing, or he's an APC member, because these three people are the only people that can make this type of comment. This person said this is a great contribution. It is one thing to speak, and it is another for people spoken to hear and take meaningful action. Peter B don't have capacity to rule Nigeria. That is the bitter truth. Okay, again, this one either an Hausa man, Yoruba man, or an APC member. The comments is just too many. It's just too many. But let me know your take on this. Let me know what you think about everything they have said on this podcast. Share your thoughts and your opinion. Don't forget, share the video, also share the platform, share with your friends and loved ones. And another thing I would love to say is that we should do well to pray for our country, Nigeria. A lot is going wrong in the country, and if we don't step up to pray for this country, nothing, I repeat, nothing is going to change. So please, pray for our country, Nigeria. Don't forget, like the video and drop a comment. By doing this, you trigger the YouTube algorithm to continue to recommend the video to more people. God bless you as you do so. I'll see you in the next one. You are blessed.